It's a crisis happening in real time that's threatening the livelihoods of dozens of Maine farms. A toxic disaster centered on wastewater sludge tainted with industrial compounds known as PFAS, or forever chemicals. Good evening, everyone. I'm Amanda Hill.
And I'm Pat Callahan. PFAS chemicals permeate our lives. They are called forever chemicals because water and solvents can't break them down. Because of that, they're used to make fast food wrappers grease resistant, make pots and pans non-stick. They're even used in cosmetics. They also make stain-proof fabrics and make firefighter turnout gear waterproof.
So how did PFAS end up in farmland? About 40 years ago, the state arranged to have industrial and household waste that was turned into sludge at wastewater treatment plants trucked to farms across Maine, where the sludge was used as free fertilizer year after year for decades. What the farmers didn't know was that sludge contained high levels of PFAS, which leached into the soil and groundwater, poisoning hundreds of neighboring wells. Lawmakers are now scrambling to try to save farmers from financial ruin, as statewide testing is expected to reveal a much larger scale of contamination.
But for a York County dairy farm, considered ground zero for the PFAS crisis, it's a never-ending nightmare. News Center Maine's Vivian Lee has more from Arundel.
Fred Stone and his wife Laura met showing farm animals in high school. The couple took over this historic Stone Ridge farm in the mid-70s, supplying several thousand gallons of milk weekly for Oakhurst Dairy. But the operation hasn't produced any milk in more than 5 years.
We thought we could rectify and salvage the operation. You know, our farm goes back well over 100 years.
In November of 2016, high levels of so-called forever chemicals known as PFAS were discovered in his well, milk, and soil. 2.5 years later, Fred spoke out publicly for the first time, telling us how he was forced to pull thousands of gallons of milk from the shelves. The majority of the farm's Holstein and Brown Swiss cows also had to be put down. Despite buying clean cows and paying for testing and filtration systems, Stone Ridge Farm hasn't recovered from the financial and emotional blow.
Spending hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, my Linda would be more than happy to tell you that, to no avail.
PFAS chemicals were in municipal wastewater sludge, including industrial waste from paper mills. Starting in the early 1980s, Fred and hundreds of other farmers were encouraged to use the sludge as fertilizer to prevent it from ending up in landfills.
We helped the towns out, the towns helped us out.
This is Stone's license to spread sludge, issued by the Department of Environmental Protection back in 1986. It states the leftover waste won't pollute water or cause a health